new challenge. Today we're gonna challenge ourselves to solve the repeated string inside Hackerrank. So this problem is there's a string s of lowercase English letter is repeated infinitely many times. Given an integer n, find and print the number of letter a's in the first 10 letter of the infinite string. So I don't like to change to solve it here directly. I like to change somewhere else, give me flexibility and to explain well. So I'll go into my um, REPL. So this problem is pretty much like this. We have a string ABCAC and we give it integer of like 12, which is gonna be like the length of the number, the length of requested to actually check or or, or the A's and find if there's how many A's in this integer first 10 integer n is equal to 10 here. So for instance, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letter in here. If we have 10 to we add another 5 A B C A C, then the number A is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty much simple because if we divide the 10, the divided by the initial 5, which is the length of the initial string, it's gonna be 2. So that gives us like a hint of to solve this problem. So I will first think of like if I divide the length of s s length divided by n, it give us a number. So and if I have to check this first string, how many times there is a, for instance, I know that there is two, and if I solve the if I make the two initial times two is gonna be four. Give us this answer, which is pretty simple in here. But if the integer was 12, for instance, we'll have another a b in there. But if we divide the 12 divide the 5 initial length, it's gonna give us like two uh, dots something. But think of it this way: if we already didn't know the how many a days in initial a, we can find the remainder letter even when we divide it. So, for instance, we divided 12 by 10, but there is a reminder of 2. We can still check again how many a's there is in the remainder and then add it plus the result of our multiplication here. So that gives us a kind of solution. So first of all, we're gonna find the a's in the string, and then we're gonna find the remainder or the rests. Find the rest. Like it was two, for instance, here, and then find how many a's there is in the rests. A's in the rest, and then add them up. Add them up. I don't know if we following the same path. So we can start coding like that to actually initial our variable. We'll have a um, I'll call it uh, the found. Oh no, I will call it initial equals 0, and we have results equals 0. And I'm gonna loop through my initial string by a pretty much basic loop equals 0 I minus s length and I plus plus, and pretty much just checking if the si equal 8, then we're gonna add it in the initial plus plus. So this one, let us find how many a's there is in the string, and how can I find the rest? There's a modular method in JavaScript. Anybody in other language, I think there is a, you can find it, but find a way to find the remainder of the rest. It's fairly simple. I can do var reminder equal n modular s dot length. In our example here, if there was 10, that would be 0. If there was 12, that would be 2. For instance, if there is an actual reminder, we don't find it here. So find how many a's is there in the rest, in the remainder, the rest. Another simple loop. Uh, let's I equals 0, but only the remainder, the length, the remainder, which is already a number here. It's either 0, 2, whatever rest in here. And another check, pretty much check I equal a, and the result. So here, yeah, we're gonna go with the result. We're gonna add it inside the result. We can add it in another way, but I like to keep it in the result, and then we're gonna just add them up here. So results gonna be here. Just gonna add it with the, okay, we're gonna add it with the, like, when we think of the first initial where we say here, like the number, the length of the string divided by the integer n. So to do that here, it's gonna be like n divided by s length, which gonna like give us how many times there is the initial string inside of the integer. So for instance, if our integer was 10 or 12, was 12, if we divide it by 5, that will be 2 times something, 2 something. And we're just gonna use that as a referring to know, oh, there is 3 time or 4 time or 100 time initial string inside of the n integer. And since we know that how many uh, a's there is in one initial string, we're just gonna times the count, times the initial, which give us the result. And to actually see it, it's supposed to be 4 result for run it 4. So yeah, that's, which is pretty much the answer for this one. If we do have ABC, there is a 4 occurring in the substring. So we can come with that here really quickly. Let's count equal I'll let initial, that was initial, equals 0. Let results equals 0. And we're gonna loop through the initial loop, or the initial string, the length of the string, length equal, make sure you write the length, and you get a check s I equal, make sure to make through triple equal, it's gonna be initial, and then we have the var, the remainder, I'll call it rest here, equal s or n modular s dump length. And then we gonna loop from the rest, I 0, I rest, and then the same check equal a. We're gonna add it to the result. Oh, we only two, and we just add them up in the return. Oh, we gotta add them up first here. Result equal, we're gonna mat floor it because he's gonna give us like some float number, and s dot length times initial. So I think it's all good to go. So let's try to run the code. Yeah, that passed, and let's submit the codes. It passed all the case. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.